Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about why isolation exercises will never be as good as compound movements. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need a good workout, check out the link down below to my website, superlivingtoday.com. So I was watching a video from a YouTube fitness seller. I'm not going to name his name because it doesn't matter. And if I did, people would just say clickbait. So this is about the information. But the gentleman basically said that isolation exercises are better than compound movements, that they're his bread and butter, and that when you do a compound movement, it spreads the focus. And if you can hear that gurgling noise, that's my dog. It spreads the focus between multiple muscle groups. Therefore, that's a bad thing and doesn't contribute or is not as effective for muscle building. Well, the second point's ridiculous because it's scientifically unfounded. In fact, we have enough science to show that the opposite is the case. Just because the logic is extremely faulty here, saying that because a compound movement spreads the focus between multiple muscle groups, therefore it's less effective, is nonsense. It's bullshit. That's a ridiculous statement. In fact, probably one of the most ridiculous statements I've ever heard in my 35 years of resistance training. Now, isolation exercises. Why aren't they as effective as compound movements? Well, in isolation, we all know that progressive overload is king. Doesn't matter if you're running, trying to train for 100K, 100 mile, or 50K, or whatever, or muscle building, okay? Progressive overload, you have to progressively challenge your body in new ways to get it to respond. If you start out today doing 20-pound dumbbell flies and 20-pound laterals and never change the weight and focus on that feel, okay, you're going into the gym, you're a noob, you're going to follow this advice, you're going to focus on feel, and you never change the weight, there's going to be no reason for your body to build extra muscle. So, the problem with isolation exercises is they have a very limited progression window. You can start out with 20-pound dumbbell flies, focused on that muscle, 20-pound laterals, focused on that muscle, and you can't really get a lot stronger than that unless you start turning them into pseudo compound movements by using momentum or jerking or getting away from the isolation nature that this individual is preaching about. If you do your flies and you do your side laterals and you do your other isolation exercises and you keep them strict and you keep them muscle focused, you're not going to be doing a lot of this sloppy stuff, jerking it up, like I see a lot of experienced bodybuilders do. They tend to turn isolation exercises into pseudo half compound movements just so they can move more weight. We're not going to do that. But here's the problem. You have a limited progression window with isolations, even if you are focused on that muscle, that mind-muscle connection. So where is the progression going to come from? Over a period of 10 years, if you're going to try to build quality muscle mass, or 5 years, and you're focused on these isolation exercises and they have a limited progression window, meaning a limited ability to challenge the muscle in new ways, where's the progressive overload going to come from? We can reduce time in between sets. You can increase time under tension, doing slower reps. You can add sets, you can add reps. All this stuff is finite. At some point, it's going to have a limited return on investment. You could push all these for a year, okay? You could push rest, you could restrict rest in between sets, you could increase volume, you could increase reps, you could increase time under tension, you could get all really super fancy, but at the end of the day, do you really believe that if you push all those to the max, that after a year, you're going to be bigger than someone that's doing the equivalent on compound movements? Do you believe that? Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. Now, on the other hand, a compound movement, okay, you can, there are multiple ways to increase progressive overload. Obviously, you have weight. You can get a lot stronger on a compound movement than you can an isolation exercise. And herein is the issue, one of another major issues with the logic that this individual was trying to use. A compound movement, you have a huge window for progression, a huge opportunity for progression, or getting a lot stronger than you are now. Plus, you can also reduce rest in between sets, increase volume, and slow down your reps and increase your time under tension. So you can use the same strategies with a compound movement as you can with an isolation movement, but a compound movement has a greater progression window for strength. Therefore, the only case this individual has for a compound movement being better than an isolation movement is the point that they stated. And that is a compound movement spreads the stress over multiple muscle groups, therefore it's not effective. That's this person's statement, that's not my statement. I'm not exaggerating. That is a paraphrase, and you think about it. So this is the place the hill you are going to war over, the point you are going to go to war over. And that is that because a compound movement spreads the focus over multiple muscle groups, it's not as effective as an isolation exercise. If you're going to buy into the camp that an isolation exercise or focusing on a muscle group is better than compound movements, that's the hill you're going to die on. The question is, do you believe it? Do you believe it to be true? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. I do not. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.